I do something called creating value. You guys don't know what value is yet. Buy the course. Maybe you'll learn what value is. You think I want money? I'm doing this for you. I don't need your money. He's got all of these tactics, man. A big part of what they did teach is like, you have to go, like when someone can't pay their mortgage, you need to go get it. You need to take advantage of that. And if you go out to the small towns, the further you get away from Toronto, the more soft they are and the more you can just take their shit. Go and take it. Hey, someone's parents died. They can't make the mortgage payments. Get them. Jump on that. This is what this guy's teaching. He's like, you fucking take it. They're lonely. They're miserable. Put your foot on their neck and take their money. You take it. Chapter 3.
Welcome to Coffee Break, CoffeeZilla. Welcome to CoffeeZilla, guys. Wrong channel. Just dropped a video over on that side. This content would definitely not be approved over on Coffee Break. Welcome to CoffeeZilla, where we have a special guest, a Trump University graduate. Now, there's a lot. I think that may be a more exclusive club than like a Harvard grad. There may be less graduates of Trump University than any other.
It's closed now. It's closed now. You can't get this. Can't get this. Homie, look at that's all. We're getting this money at Trump University. I'm the only one who's got it, dude. Shut down. Shut down. I'm actually here to announce that I'm going to be selling this $10,000 at the end of today. I'm just kidding.
Dude, when you first reached out to me, just to set the stage, I almost couldn't believe that Trump University had graduates. I just assumed that like there was nothing like that. Like, walk me through. I mean, how'd you get in there? What was it like? Give us the experience, man. I'm sure everyone's curious.
What a fun experience. At the time, it was very stressful, but now I live my life in a way that like I would do this for fun. It's hilarious looking back on it. So my parents are Gujarati. They're from a state in India called Gujarat, and the Gujarati newspaper around here, they put an ad in Gujarati saying like, you got to check out Trump University. I think they go for immigrants because people are desperate for money, you know, and like they're just like, my parents are terrified because I'm becoming a comic. My dad's like, this guy's never going to make any money in his life. Let's go get rich. And then you do your stupid comedy shit. That's basically what he thought.
You had already said, hey, Dad, I want to be a comic. He's like, let me send you to Trump University.
Well, here's the thing, okay? So this is the best part. They advertise in this. My parents talked me into going. It sounds weird. My mom's like, yeah, let's go see what it is. Because they always do this free seminar. So we go to this hotel lobby near the airport, and it's all just brown people. I'm like, why? What is this? Why is everyone only? Because the guys running it are all white, and then we run into a couple people.
Oh no!
We ran into people, dude. They were coming after our community. God damn it! So we ran into a guy. He's like, yeah, you know, like it's a tough economy. I don't know what to do, but you guys are doing good. Why are you guys here? Because my parents own a business already. They're doing good. My dad's just being like weird, whatever, right? So we go to this thing. The guy, like, as soon as he starts talking, he's such a psycho. He's talking about, like, do you think I care about money? You think I want money? I'm doing this for you. I don't need your money. He's got all of these tactics, man. I'm just like, everything he says is a red flag. Me and my mom are looking at each other laughing, kind of. And we get to the end of this thing. This guy even does the classic. Like, he's like, it's $2,000 for our real estate course. Now, here's the thing. As I'm telling my dad, like, this is all Googleable. There's no reason to pay even 20. We can get the book for $20 at Chapters. There's nothing else here. I already know. I'm 20 years old. I'm already like dead.
You're already ahead of this thing.
I've always been into scam shit too. But the Trump real estate one, we go there. The guy's aggressive. He's like he's like a big real estate guy from Hamilton. Trump's not there. They made it sound like Trump could be there, or he could be at the class.
They always do that. They always give you like a hint that the big name's gonna be there. You may need to show up. He might be a surprise guest, whatever. Dude, there's no way he shows up.
Trump? No, he's not. He sent in a video.
I slap his label on there and be done with it.
That's it. I think that's all he pays for it, because it's all in the documentaries now, like all his scams. But no, they're not going to show up. I remember I went to a thing where Jarek Robbins was actually signed up as a paid speaker. He sent in a video. He's like, sorry guys, I can't make it, but check out my video instead. And this Jarek Robbins, who's Tony Robbins' kid, he puts on this video of like, man, I was down and out. I had nothing. I was poor. I never could have stood on my own 2 feet. Then I discovered that I got to get ahead in life. Jarek, dude, it's like this Jarek Robbins program.
You are kidding me, dude. You know, that's so shameless, but it shows you that they all have the same story. Like the guy, Tony Robbins' kid has to invent some like started from the bottom, now I'm here story.
Well, in his defense, it is the first Tony Robbins kid that he left and just married someone else. Oh. So I think he dropped his ass, dude. And these, you know, they don't hook it up, but he looks exactly the same as him. So the whole time he's saying it, you're just like, hey, call your dad, man. I'm sure. And that's where, and then he even talks about it like, I started humbly in the Tony Robbins organization and I worked my way up. Like he talks about that too. I used to work there. But anyway, very similar. Like this real estate scam guy, very like aggressively talking about it. He's talking about it's $2,000 for the weekend course. He's only trying to sell a $2,000 weekend course. They keep adding things to it like an infomercial. They're like, you know what we're going to do, guys, today, just because you guys seem like a great crowd. I love the Gujarati community. I love your community, and I know you guys are going to be real successful, real great in the business. I want to get you in. I know Donald Trump wants to get you in. Talk to him. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do a 2-for-1. $2,000, 2 people, 1 weekend. Dude, $1,000, it's all shit you can Google. Me and my mom are laughing, dude.
Oh my gosh. You have the sales pitch so down because they're always like, dude, just for today, just for this one moment, I never do this ever, ever, ever. But in the next 3 seconds, if you sign up, I will give you a special deal that no one has ever gotten before. Normally people pay $2 million for this course, but now for you, just for you right now, $10,000.
Dude, this guy is pulling out all the stops. I love the Gujarati community so much. This guy's never heard of it. Guaranteed. At the end of it, he even does a thing of like, you know what, though? We only want really serious people. So we want people that are serious about this. Come to the back, sign up in the next 10 minutes. And that's how they did the 2-for-1. They're like, the 2-for-1, only if you do it in the first 10 minutes. Yeah. You wait after the 10 minutes, hey, it's over. 2-for-1's done. 10 minutes after this end. And he's got 10 people at the back just ready to sign us up, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there. This thing ends. He's like, time to go. Are you the kind of person that gets it done, signs on the dotted line? Do you want change in your life? Let's go. It's all great speaker, I got to say. Like, very great speaking quality. Like, I was pumped up just as a comedian. I was like, this is amazing. I'm going to write a play about this one day. And I did. But my dad, so me and my mom are kind of laughing about it. My dad is like, let's sign up. This is what you need, comedian, idiot. You're never going to make money. Sign it up. We're going to go. Me and you are going to go. So he signs up so that we could go on the weekend. Me and my mom are just trying to be like, no, don't do it. And we're even telling him, hey, remember the guy said 10 minutes or we won't give you the 2-for-1. It's been 15 minutes now, Dad. Come on. If they take it now, then we know they're scamming. He's just like, no. That's what they all do. That's, you know, his whole thing was, this is the kind of sociopath shit you need to learn. You're going to go learn.
Hey, you're in America now, son.
Yes.
Oh, wait, no. You're in Canada.
We're in Canada, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're in Canada. Well, there's some sociopaths in Canada, too.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I mean, dude, it's such a similar culture.
Free
and
market,
it's all
baby.
Free market. And you know, in a lot of ways, we're living in the American empire, man. We're living in capitalism. It's the only way you can, like, you can't be anything else. And you know, so we're here. We're in the game, baby. We're in the game.
We're in the game. You got to learn the game. If everyone else is sociopath scamming, I got to teach my son how to do this.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Dragon's Den. It's a Canadian show. It's a bigger show. And it's like Our Apprentice. So we're into all this sociopath shit. Yeah. Scams have always been like, you can get a bunch of Canadians, and there is a softness here. There is, like, people are nice and like, come on. I said, you know, buy the vitamin pills and it's going to help your health.
Hey, I want to ask you about this because I've always suspected secretly that the softness is a secret. Actually, they can be just as brutal as Americans. Is that true or false? Or do you actually believe that Canadians are truly at their core nicer? Or is it just surface?
I mean, Canada's, it's just different. I mean, but during World War II, the Germans were scared of Canadian soldiers. They're hard as fuck. There's some hard as fuck shit too. You know what I mean? World War II, they brought the heat on it. But then after that, it's been pretty pacifist. The thing is that the Americans just, You just keep going into these bullshit wars. I mean, look, I'd come with you if it made any sense, but Iraq, the second time, let's talk about that as a scam. That's a fucking pyramid scheme. I mean, you got military at the top, you guys got the taxpayer, you got the American soldier, and then you got Iraq is fucking done, dude. Every month another article comes out like we fucked them even more than we thought. They're so fucked. They'll never come back because America, baby. And if you think about it, it is it's interesting. These pyramid scams, there is a guy who wrote a book about that, about the founding of America and how the whole thing's maybe just the whole capitalism, the whole America. And it's a pretty mainstream book.
Yeah, I cannot believe the number of people who fall for this stuff. It's like it is a scam as old as time. Have you heard of that guy like Napoleon Hill, like Think and Grow Rich? So apparently that guy's like a you like that? Yeah, that guy's a lunatic, dude. I mean, he was scamming people with stuff way back in the day. He was one of the first course sellers.
And then his classes are all about like, that's why you got to learn something. Learn something first.
Yeah. It's incredible. And that's like the guy who started all the overpriced, overhyped courses. And then, hundreds of years later, here we are.
People say that he even was influenced, or I don't know if he was a pastor, but it actually comes from Protestant stuff. And Hindus have this too, but it comes from Protestant, and Hindus have this weird, like just work for the sake of work thing. And there's a book about it. I'll have to send you a link to it. I don't know enough about it right now because I think I saw it last year, but there was a great book about this. And the guy was on like Big Think and like some major shows, but he was basically talking about how America is kind of, we're easily seduced by that. And,
right, sure.
And there was a country that just got busted. I just saw a great video from Rare Earth. It's another YouTube channel about how a country literally turned into a pyramid scheme recently, and everyone's just like running out of there right now. Like the whole country, though.
The whole country's involved.
The president.
Wow.
It was like, yeah, I'll send you the video. It's a Rare Earth video. It's incredible. I think it's.
But here's what I've noticed. Tell me if you've noticed this too. Pyramid scheme MLMs. Oh, so pyramid schemes are kind of dead. Then it was MLMs that were like, we're not pyramid schemes. And everyone eventually figured out, wait, you are a pyramid scheme. But now that's kind of dying off. More people know that you hear multi-level marketing, just get out.
Yeah.
Now it's all about the course selling. People have figured out, oh, this is great. How can you prove that my educational product not working isn't just your fault, right? Like, how can you prove that? I'm just going to sell you a $5,000 course. And then there's affiliate links. So now I can get you, Amish, to sell other people courses, and then you get money, and then I get money, and it's all everyone's gravy again.
Everyone's gravy, and it's all about one of my favorite things I ever heard is, because here's the thing, this is the old system made by these real estate fucks, because there's 1,000 of these courses. But I remember I saw last year too, because we were doing this play for the Fringe Festival. I also have to preface this, but basically there's this pickup artist. He's Canadian. He's a pickup artist. He sells courses. Dude, his courses, same structure as this. And he puts all the seminars online, and it's just him, this Canadian guy, and he's just selling, again, bunch of Indian kids who can't get laid, I guess.
Dude, those pickup artist courses are huge. I had no idea. This
guy's Forbes, Real Social Dynamics is called. He's a Forbes top 500 company.
Yeah. Real Social Dynamics. Yeah. They're huge in the pickup artist game, whatever. All these guys went to him, and they're all about. Have you heard of like negging and stuff? They like, telling a girl, "Oh, you're trash," so they'll like you or something. Yeah, like putting them down so that they'll like you more. Definitely. I mean, it's become a part of the cultural vernacular. Like I've heard negging on like sitcoms now, so people just talk about it. So weird. People are going to brought it in. Yeah. People are going to get mad at me. Sorry, go ahead. Go. Well, what I was going to say is people are going to get mad at me if that's not actually RSD who brought that in. So I apologize, guys. I'm not in the pickup artist space here. I always got a caveat because people will call me out on this stuff. Dude, people accuse you of like studying pickup artists. I'm like, hey, I was doing a play. It's called the Win at Life Mega Expo. Okay, that's us. Sure, a likely story. A likely story. So this is the play. It's a Fringe play, dude. So this is why I started looking at these pickup artists. But then this guy, Morgan O'Shea, I did the play with him. He's going to be like, no, but I was playing the pickup artist. I was actually playing a financial expert. He was the health expert, Faisal Butt. This guy was playing a pickup artist. So then this guy goes, why are you looking at the pickup artist though? Because you should be studying just the financial guy. True, though. Here's the thing. I'll tell you why. Because Jason Capital, Bing Bang, he's doing both.
You know Jason Capital.
Oh, yeah. I know of him. Yeah. Dude, that
He
guy.
does both. And his mentor, is it Dan Pena, his mentor? Or like,
I
who's
don't
his
know.
mentor?
Yeah,
He's got this old man mentor that's like, fucking, he hits people.
Dan Pena. Yeah, Dan
Is
Pena.
that Dan? He hits people. He was on Joe Rogan trying to tell Joe Rogan, you got to get my boy Jason Capital on here. He gets pussy. He can teach your boys how to get pussy. And Joe Rogan's like, I don't know if we're going to bring him on. But dude, before I go back to this Trump thing, I did want to mention that. So the Real Social Dynamics guy. So anyway, this is why I'm watching these pickup artist videos. Dude, Jason Capital, you watch one pickup artist video, then YouTube is like, oh, we got a loser.
We know who you are. Yeah.
That's it. Dude, I'm writing a TV show with a feminist. I open my laptop. It's like how to get her panties off. I'm like, dude, I got to clean the laptop. I had to clean my laptop, my YouTube account. But anyway, all that's the caveat of like, because I was doing this.
No. The exact same thing happened to me. Somebody had reached out to me a while ago. He was like some pickup artist guy. And he's like, hey, do you want me on your show? Da, da, da. So I start looking him up. And for the next month, I'm seeing all these like pickup artist ads. And I'm like, dude, I get this off my, exact same thing.
It happens. So, but one of my favorite things that I saw this guy Tyler Durden, he was selling he's in a seminar, but he's in the free one, kind of like the one I went to with Trump, because they do a free one.
Yeah,
and then they get you to pay for one thing. Maybe it's $300, maybe it's $1,000. And then they start getting you into like the $5,000, $10,000. Get pussy boot camp, dude. You go and you live with this fuck and you get pussy, and that's it, guaranteed. But anyway, at the beginning of one of these,
you know why it's guaranteed? Real quick, I'm so sorry. We're like interrupting each other. No. They paid prostitutes to like hook up with some of these kids.
Really?
Seriously, it was exposed that like I'm not gonna say all of them did it, but at one of these courses where it's like a get laid seminar, they would pay, like just in case they struck out, they'd pay a girl to like not say anything, but then go back with them and be like, "See, you did it. This works in real life."
Where are the alarm bells from the pickup artist community? They should be putting that guy out. That guy should be blackballed. They should all be looking at that guy as like, get rid of him. He's not picking up.
Oh, I think it was like their Watergate. Like that was like the biggest. That was like this huge problem.
That's their Watergate, dude. Someone's paying. It's like we have to clean up this whole notion in the community. They all got together on that. But this guy, one of my favorite things he said, he's doing one seminar, the buy-in seminar. All brown guys. I wanted to do a reaction video on it, but I just felt bad for these brown guys. They'd come up and be like, he's trying to teach me to be more confident. And this guy, his video's on the internet forever. Just a 22-year-old guy named Sanjay. There's a video of you forever, and there's a guy teaching you how to pick up girls. I just felt bad, whatever. But one of the best things I heard is this guy, Tyler Durden, he's yelling at them all at the beginning of in one of these seminars, and he's like, I do something called creating value. You guys don't know what value is yet. Buy the course. Maybe you'll learn what value is. I create value. Dude, he's roasting him, dude. He's ripping on him to be like, you better fucking sign up, you little shits. We don't come around here for nothing. You just got $800 worth of value, and now you don't want to pay for anything. Why don't you pay for the fucking course?
You need to reach in your wallet and pull out some value. No,
I left that as a comment on your top 10 red flags video, because you're saying your top 10 red flags video of like how to spot a scam artist. Your first one was Mastermind, and I put in the comments value. I find value is a big buzzword with these guys.
Oh, value, Mastermind, inner circle. Proven techniques, right? Like it's like over and over in the next 20 minutes. I mean, it's the same stuff over and over.
Yeah. And they've internetized it. It's all this whole program is because they've been teaching these since the 80s. There's one of these classes, you can find the infomercial. It's these two little people, these twin brothers. They're both little guys. So cute.
Careful now, Amish.
I know. I opened for Brad Williams when I was in Buffalo, and I came to Canada, and I was like, hey, we should bring, you know who Brad Williams is, right? You know, he's a huge comic, dude, and he's a little guy. He's a little person.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Huge comic. So I sent the Association of Canadian, like dwarfs in Canada, whatever. I sent them a thing being like, hey, let's bring this guy in. He's a great comic. And they were like, no, he uses the M word. We won't be working with him. Oh. This guy's an inspiration. It's a sad.
I always think that's so. I think if you're of that class, you get a pass no matter what. Like, I don't think that. How does that not make sense?
Yes, you could say your word. That's what I thought too, but I don't know.
See, I look too white to be able to say anything, so I can't even.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I should have an opinion on any of this.
Even as a brown guy, like I'm done too. My credit card's out on all that.
I'm not even white. I'm half Cuban. I mean, it's like, but you'll never know. I'm like
doesn't count.
You know what they call it? They call it white passing. I pass as a white person, and so therefore
all the privilege.
All the privilege, dude. I get all.
That's so fucked that we do that. And you know what? To tie it back into what we're talking about, this is the thing with our culture right now. It is a lot of guys that feel disenfranchised and feel like they have no options in the economy. And these people look like they're thriving right now. Like they just sound like they're killing it.
Right.
And this guy's the Look at that dude, power set.
No. It's actually weirdly effeminate. Like the way he crosses his legs over like that. That's a little strange.
He looks like he's going to eat you, man. And if you watch his documentary, and you know, I don't want to get too much into Trump. Like we were saying this before, it's so just hacked to just make fun of Trump right now. It's like there's like 19 shows doing it, right? So, but I do find it interesting. Like I watched his documentary, and it is like the come up story of a supervillain, and he buys these scams. Like he basically bought this one. He has his own MLM company too, and he basically buys companies like this.
Are you talking about ACN?
I think ACN is Trump's, or he owns like a 30% or 40% stake in it. But in the documentary, they were saying that he bought one of them and then started because someone makes an MLM scheme, and then there's the scheme of like selling them to each other. Like the owners of it, they're like, oh, we're merging these two MLMs. So now we're a bigger network and we're going to get more, whatever, right? So Trump buys them sometimes too. So he's not only in this real estate, he's also in the MLM game straight up. And he'll buy companies and then he'll just like start taxing them. So like it's like he's being given a thing that makes a certain amount of money, but then he wants more money out of it. So he'll be like, oh, we're halving your commission checks this month. Dude
that's so crazy. That's so crazy that was I actually my first MLM. This is probably pretty formative for me, and maybe one of the reasons I'm doing what I do now. I was invited to this ACN scheme by a friend of mine. I didn't know what it was about, and I remember watching some kind of show about it where it's like they never tell you what they sell. And so I go in there, and I'm like, before I get in there, I go, hey, a friend of mine had brought me there, and his name was Mike. Okay, I go, hey, Mike, you know what do these guys sell? What do you sell here? And he goes, hey bro, we sell all sorts of things, and you know, I really just want to. Before I tell you that, I'll tell you that. I'll get to that one second. But before I tell you that, I want to introduce you to my mentor, dude. Do you know what a Lamborghini is? You know what a Lamborghini is? My mentor has 12 Lamborghinis in his 12 Lamborghini garage, and you know, he makes millions of dollars a year. So please listen to him. So I go. So he introduces me to that guy. He's like, "This is my mentor." I go, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" He goes, "Hi, nice to meet you. You're a distinguished friend of Mike or whatever." And I go, "Okay, well, what do you guys sell?" and he goes, and I kid you not. He goes, well, we sell a lot of things. And, you know, honestly, I mean, it's a really complicated business. And I just want you to listen to this one quick presentation. Wait till the presentation. We wait till the presentation. And Trump comes on. You know, he like goes, "Hi, guys, I'm Donald Trump. And ACN is a great company. And it's wonderful." And da-da-da. And so afterwards, Mike goes, "So, what'd you think?" And I go, "Well, what do you sell?" And he's like, "Well, you know, I mean, we can get into that if you buy, but like, dude, it was mind blowing. I don't think he understood what they sold."
No, they sell hope. That's what they do. They're basically a cult.
Right. That's right.
and it is, you're seeing a lot of young men and you're seeing a lot of seniors. Basically, the vulnerable people in our culture, they have a bunch of, what do you call them? Jackals just eating them, trying to eat them, basically.
Totally.
And what they're if there is a bit of value, as we say, being given, it's that a young generation of men who don't know what to do with themselves get to have a mentor. And this is a big part of what they sell. They're like, you need a mentor. I love did you send me that one, or did I see someone was talking about, like, maybe it was Ty Lopez, like, get a mentor. How did you learn?
Albert Einstein had a mentor. Bill Gates had a mentor. Everybody had a mentor, you know? Yeah.
I love how you go into this place. It's a place of business. And you go, So what do you sell? And the first reaction is like, hey, don't be aggressive about it, okay? We'll get
Chill
to it.
out.
Hey, man.
It took me 3 hours to not get an answer.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it's such a con. Okay, so let's go to now. Okay. So back to that Trump University.
We're so off course right now.
It's fine. I'm
It's
comic.
fine.
This is how we podcast.
No, it's gonna be fun. Yeah.
So we're at this thing. My dad's like, "Let's get it. This makes sense." We're all just, even the people that we knew from before, they were leaving like, "Well, I don't know. I think I'm good," and they just left. Like, they didn't buy it, but they didn't necessarily tell us not to buy it. They were like, "I don't know. I'm just getting a weird feeling about it. I don't know." I mean, these people are from. I don't want to say like they're from India, so they don't know, but like, they're not media savvy, and they do just trust white people. I don't know. It's a thing. It's an issue. They come from India, and they're like, "Well, this guy probably knows what he's talking about." I don't think. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's like some shadism, some weird shit. They just have a hard time with it. I find they're just, they're like, "Well, makes sense." Like even news shit, they just trust it. They just think like, Amish, it was in the newspaper. How can it be a scam? It was in the Gujarati Times. How could it be a scam? They wouldn't print it if it's just lying. It was in the Gujarati Times of Brampton. My dad says, they would never scam us, whatever. So anyway, my dad just, it's $2,000, dude. He's like, "We're getting it, and that's it. You never lose on education." He basically has this dream had this dream that like, yeah, you need to be a sociopath like these guys. Like you're gonna learn to be a psycho, whatever. So anyway, go to this thing. It is just a bunch of weirdos. I know the second I get there, dude, within 5 minutes, the first thing they did before they taught us anything, before they did anything, the first thing they did is they said, "There's another $40,000 worth of courses." That's the first thing.
Oh my gosh. They don't even try to.
Bro, this is just the first million. This is just like the starter cash you're making on this. This is just the first million. How are you going to take it to 10 million?
Hey, how are you going to take care of your legacy?
How you can take care of the legacy,
dude. That's their big. If you create value, you can build a legacy. Okay, it's the bridge. It's the value bridge. You build a bridge from value to legacy, bro.
This guy. So the guy that was teaching our class, he did probably less time on actual real estate knowledge. Again, this is all Googleable. It's nonsense. Like, just look at how much is on one. It's a waste of paper. Look at what's on one paper. Like, this is not something that you make a class.
Yeah, you didn't even plan that. You just flipped to a random page and there's nothing on it. There's nothing on it but a picture.
Yeah, it's just a picture. The last time okay, so here's a great example. Okay, here's like a chapter thing. What does that say? It says
understanding the foreclosure process. Yeah.
Foreclosure process. So a big part of what they did teach is like, you have to go, like when someone can't pay their mortgage, you need to go get it. You need to take advantage of that. And if you go out to the small towns, the further you get away from Toronto, the more soft they are and the more you can just take their shit. Go and take it. Hey, someone's parents died. They can't make the mortgage payments. Get them. Jump on that. Someone's children died, and now they don't know what to do. They're confused. But put your foot on their neck. Take everything. Take it. This is what this guy's teaching. He's like, you fucking take it. But then he gets into his legacy talk where he goes, what do you think I want to do this for? He's showing us his airplane. You think I like airplanes? What do you think I'm doing it for? And we're all trying to tell him, like, is it the airplanes? He talked about his airplane for an hour. He's like, no, it's not an airplane. What do you think it is? Legacy.
Legacy, baby.
Legacy. I want a legacy of delivering value.
You're killing me with this, like, take it. What do you think they're doing?
Dude, okay, if I could sum up the first weekend, it's the real skill they're teaching you is how to find someone that's fucked and then take their shit. And they just have, because they showed you
but isn't that like a microcosm of what they're doing to you? Like, they're finding people who are looking for a better life and they're taking it.
This is what even all these Tai Lopez courses, whatever, there is a little bit of technical knowledge of like,
sure.
you know, Amazon. Is it technical? Because it changes all the time. They don't understand real computer programming, but they do have like, okay, set up a sales funnel and do this, whatever.
Yeah.
Fine. There's a little bit of technical. Mostly, what are they teaching? They're basically saying the real money, though, is in brainwashing a bunch of you idiots to give me money, and then you're going to turn around and brainwash another bunch of idiots to give you money, and it's this never-ending thing. And that's why you think like, okay, this is done now, right? No, there's a new generation of idiots, and another generation of idiots have graduated to take their shit.
Ding, 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 ding. Yep. Okay, so that's the interesting thing about, like, if you ever go to a Grant Cardone 10X conference, have you heard of these? I know. It's like,
he's like so dumb.
Hilarious. But okay, so in this coronavirus, you know, he fired like half of his staff.
I thought they were all on sales commission. Why
and
did
then, like,
fire people?
No. He's like firing a bunch of them. And then he goes like, oh, I'm not going to give you your paycheck and you can just go find a lawyer. Your last paycheck, you just go find a lawyer and try to sue me if you want it.
He fired them over YouTube video?
No. No. Okay. These were allegations by his staff.
Okay.
But anyway, so then he still has his 10X conference, and his 10X conference is all an upsell. So to get in the 10X conference, you'd think you'd learn something. But it is just one giant sales conference for everything else. And honestly, it's hard to believe if you've never been to one of these things where it's like supposed to be about knowledge and actually it's all about selling. But it's a crazy thing to behold because you're like, how can you do this?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre to me. I already paid $2,000 to get value, and you're just going to sell to me the whole time? It's so weird. So
the best thing is on the day. So we pay the $2,000 on the day that it's starting. My dad doesn't even want to go. This is the other issue. He doesn't want to go anymore.
It's the other issue. Yeah.
He's telling me, he's like, no, you go. You're going to get rich, man. I can't wait for you to get rich. You got it. My mom came for an hour just to be like, man, we paid for this shit. So my mom came for like an hour or two one day, but on the second day, I think. But the first day, you could feel them getting their claws in your brain. It is a brainwashing session. So I'm all constantly fighting it. I went in, no, I'm 20. These people are all middle-age plus, though, by the way. Yeah. This is not the younger crowd. Right. This is basically like middle-age crisis crowd, divorce crowd, I'm going to say. Because it divorced and like, dude, think, and one of the chapter two of Profits from Real Estate, look for a divorce. Because guess what? Those vulnerable fucks, someone got their heart broken. They don't know what to do. They get a house handed to them. They're lonely. They're miserable. Put your foot on their neck and take their money. You take it. Chapter 3. Anyway.
Chapter 2, find a divorce. Chapter 3, take it.
Take it. Hey, this guy's going to be like, and fuck her too while you're there. Why not? You're like, Jesus. They're such psychos.
That's the bonus session if you leave a testimonial. They're like, first, you leave a testimonial saying how rich you got from our course. Then we'll give you the extra 0.5 seminar thing.
So here's the thing. This guy, the whole day is just first 5 minutes, we got another $40,000 worth of courses. Aren't you excited? Guess what value we're here to deliver for you? We got another $40,000 worth of courses. Aren't you excited? And he's got 10 other people who have already bought the course, and there are teachers. So they're doing the in-between exercises. There's a couple of exercises. But even just like filling out little stuff or like doing some, like financing shit. Like there was little bits of information of like.
Did Trump show up to this? The $2,000 course?
No way, dude. He's not showing up to any of it. No. It was just a video. Like, he's not coming. He's not coming. They didn't even get to meet him. I think
part of this is a university, though. They just call themselves a university.
That's it. There's like a documentary about it now. It got shut down, and it's totally shut down. And dude, this is it. This is the last one. You can't get this.
Can't believe that, dude. You honestly should just kind of. I don't know. It's interesting because if you hold on to it for the next election, it may become worthless if he doesn't get elected, and it may become more valuable if he gets elected a second time.
Right.
And you could really kind of leverage that value.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I thought you were going to tell me to start a course maybe, but.
Well, honestly,
got the curriculum.
Honestly, yeah, you may start it. You could be like Trump's secret to getting rich, dude.
Oh, yeah, the Trump secret.
Hold on. My brain's working on the course. How to become president.
Yeah.
Trump's guide to becoming president. Dude, he's the president now. How can you argue with that? There's a certain level of it to where you can say whatever you want. It's a scam. It's a da-da-da-da. Dude, the boy's rocking the White House.
He took it, baby. This is what he taught in the course from day one. He taught in the course. Put your foot on their neck and take their shit. If you watch his documentary, dude, that's what it is. Every episode of the documentary, it is like
he kind of did that to Hillary, didn't he? I mean, Hillary was like, everybody thought she was going to win.
Trump doesn't lose. He's going to win again in 2020.
Dude,
Biden?
You think so? Yeah,
Biden?
Actually, you're right, dude.
No, they fucked it. They played themselves, didn't they? Just let Bernie win then. Idiots.
Yeah. Low key, they did, dude. Like the guy can't form it. I saw an article, and this is real. And guys, we won't stay on politics too long because I don't like engaging in politics, but this is too funny to me. CNN wrote an article called "Biden's Invisible Presidency," and where they said the less Biden has been showing up, the better he's doing in the polls because people don't like see him. And this is like CNN, right? So like CNN's like, if we can only just keep Biden out of the television cameras, we're fine. But if by some weird circumstance we actually have to talk about him and the American people has to see him, we're in deep trouble right here.
Look, they spent all their money and all their credibility putting Biden right here, and the more people hear about him, the more he just goes down and down and down, and that's it. He's gonna lose. Trump, dude, and like he won the first time. And if you look at the documentary, he eats people. Like if you look at the Republican primary,
right,
one at a time. Correct. He's like destroyed you, made a little diss on them, small hands, like basically he's like Republican. He's like this guy's got a small dick. Rubio, small ass dick. Look at his hands. And he's doing like disses like that on them. Hillary, no. Hillary can't take it. Biden can't take it.
No, for sure not. The second he brings up, because nobody's really addressed the dementia in the room, and he's going to bring it up, and it's going to be game over time because the only thing people don't want more than a Trump presidency is a dementia presidency, period.
Yeah. No, he's incompetent. And it looks like it might get kicked out because of all this shit. But hey, to the listeners, don't blame us for bringing up politics. Your boy became the president.
Yeah,
okay?
Sorry, guys. We're talking honestly though.
Your boy became the president, and we're talking about the roots here. You're
just giving an honest customer testimonial. That's what this channel's all about. Honest customer testimonial of a Trump University graduate. So it's 2 days to graduate.
2 days for this basics course. I think the guy knew right away that he's not going to get me. Like I was just so skeptical the whole time. I was cool with the other salespeople. Now these other salespeople, they had bought more levels of the course, and so now part of what their education is they teach us for free. So there you're getting labor.
Dude, it's genius. It's Machiavellian. I mean, whenever I look at these schemes, I'm like, this is brilliant, though. I hope people understand like the beauty of the hustle here. There is a beautiful hustle going on.
There's a beautiful hustle going on. These guys are hard closing all day.
Great. Yeah.
Every lesson, too. Every lesson is a sales pitch. Right. Every lesson is like moral of the story. Hey, man, I got this. Now I'm getting married. My wife, she's into threesomes all the time. And we just bought our fourth house. So, you know what I'm saying? Just buy her. Get the course, bro. If you like what you saw here, man, you're going to love course 3. Like, he's just selling you on it. The whole time he's doing his little side thing, too.
Yeah.
So they're just selling hard. I'm just keeping my brain from going crazy. Like, these tentacles are coming in. My fucking dad sent me here. I'm 20. At the time, I thought I was a grown-up. But when I see 20-year-olds now, I'm like, half of these kids are not – they're kids. They're not ready.
Yeah. Right.
True, I mean true. So I'm there with a bunch of 40s, 50s people, and – when they start talking, this is when the fucked up shit starts coming. They start asking questions, and then when someone brings up like maybe like we're not talking about this, but they start bringing up their divorce, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute.
You were gonna take it there, right?
Every time someone put up their hand and said something, it was like a question followed by a red flag. And that's it. They couldn't just ask a question. It was everyone puts their hand up and they go, hi, okay, so the second time I got foreclosed on, my family had to move into this thing. can we fast forward? Like, this guy is eaten by the system, and he's just paid $2,000, and he's thinking about paying the $40,000. But he just can't get out of, like, they're just stuck in this thing. They're all repeat scam people that got scammed too. And I think the highlight of the thing was this woman, and this is another thing. When you buy the course, you go to the front and you announce it and you say, like, this is so great. I bought the course. I'm so happy. Yay. I'm going to do it with Donald Trump. We're all going to do it and we're going to kill it. Right.
Right.
So this lady, fucking hard clothes. I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it.
I'm going to be my own girl boss. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm doing it. So she's just all cocky in the morning, putting her hand up a lot, fucking signs her up.
Sure.
$40,000, but the $40,000, like, to be fair, everything is a 50% off discount with these people. So I think the $40,000 still became like $25,000 because I do remember that she got extra hourly coaching. So there's the set classes, but then if you want to get it, really learn the system, and you want someone to be with you, you can pay extra for the hourly. We'll have a coach with you.
Right.
Buying real estate with you. If you honestly, they were selling it like, if you can't, hey, you need a sociopath teacher with you because you can't, like, really put your foot on their neck and crush it. We'll walk you through it. We'll hold your hand through the process.
We'll do it for you.
So she paid for the full course and she got extra, like, personal coaching and probably 25, 30,000. I remember I'm walking in from the lunch thing and they're just scanning credit cards on her.
Yeah.
They're just scanning. I'm like, try that one.
Yeah.
No, I know. I got to do it, whatever. So so they get her money, and dude, this is the best thing. You can't just be like, hey, I'm going to sign up. Come make an announcement. No. Pay the money. Close the credit card process.
Right.
In front of me.
Do
Do it right now. Put your money where, let's go. Hey,
I don't trust you to follow through on this at all.
Dude, that's one of the things that I was like, damn, this guy's so tight. This is what made me realize he's so tight, is that he's teaching a class. He's a good actual speaker. Like, he's telling really good stories. It's bullshit. It's all motivational, whatever, pump up shit. But he's good at telling the stories.
He's good at it.
He's got you in, whatever. But if at any point you were touching a credit card, holding a credit card, thinking about whatever, he can stop the story. Let's close it. Let's go. What's that? You got the credit card out there? Let's close it. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
Wait, life doesn't change unless you change, okay? Life will never change unless you change. It'll stay the same. I don't need the money. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not doing this for the money. Why do you think I'm here right now? I'm here to help you.
Yeah. Thank you. Someone finally does a sign up. I was worried about you guys. This guy, he's like, so he tried to pressure like 2 other people into it, and they didn't do it. But in the morning. But lunchtime, I can hear her. She's scanning through her credit cards. She goes up to do her announcement. She's like, hey, everyone, I got the full course, and I'm very proud of myself and what I've done today. And I'm going to show my husband that I can stand on my feet and start a new life. I don't need you. Dude, she's bawling.
No.
I had to come and get her. Okay. Hey, it gets very emotional, guys. Gets very emotional when you make big life changes. Gets emotional. This is what we want. We want a breakthrough here. Give it up for her. We're all clapping, dude. She's bawling. They just took her. Dude, they just ate her.
This is why you have to be a sociopath to do this. How can you be somebody who cares if you're like seeing this girl like break down? You know it's not going to work. You know she's not cut from the same cloth as you. You know.
Now here's the interest. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
Well, this is the interesting thing, and this is what the guy was talking about in his book. Is that because he was talking about even North Korea, like he was talking about cults, but then like pyramid scheme, cult, like dictatorship. They have this similar quality to them, where we want to judge people who are in as being terrible people, but really they're brainwashed. They've invested so much, they've bought in, and they don't know any better. I remember I called, okay, so I was telling you, this is VectorVest. This is like a Wall Street scam thing that we were getting at the house.
Dude, who's that by? Who published that? I can almost guarantee I know who it is.
Okay, well, okay, let's see. The VectorVest Smart Investor, replacing the confusing blur of data with clear direction. It's basically like one of these market predictions. Okay, so there's a guy here named Dr. Bart DeLido. They just have pictures of guys like this in it. That's
They
like,
always do. Yeah.
he's the expert. And then on the back, they have these like testimonials, like I bought a stock and I'm a millionaire now. Look at their, like, you know what I mean? Like this is,
Right.
and it's very much for seniors. Everyone's old in it. Everyone's like, you know, they talk about retirement a lot. Like, what are you going to do when you get old? Because the truth of it is seniors, like, and I did this in my play. I did this joke, like I was playing this like financial motivational speaker. And I was telling the people in the play, the audience, because we were doing it like it was a seminar. So I was telling them like that I have an online poverty calculator. And what you do is you go online, you punch your numbers in, and it tells you what age you're going to be poor. And I was like, you're all going to be poor at like 50. I'll tell you that right now. Like, but that's what the numbers dictate. I mean, we do not have enough, especially in America. America's even worse. Canada, our social programs are solvent, like they're financially whatever. But in America, even that's a pyramid scheme. So even your old age security, your retirement plan, the
money's not there. The money's
it's gone now.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the thing with America is that you peel the layers off this thing and you're like, oh no, that guy, like the owner of Herbalife used to be the CEO of Disney, or like the CEO of Herbalife used to be the CEO of Disney. He's a legit CEO and he's running Herbalife. Dude, Herbalife? Insane. It's they just take, they're only nice because we have regulations here. If you look what they do in South America, like in any country where there's no regulations, they just,
you know what they said about Mexico? Our company loves the blood. We have the blood of Mexicans running through our veins. We just love that blood. It feels great. He goes, we've got the blood of Mexicans running through our veins and it feels great.
Wow.
That's the CEO. And it's because they go to all these poor countries, and guess where the pitch of, you know, you're going to be rich really fast works best. It works best in poor countries.
Dude, these people are traumatized by poverty. Even my parents, like, this is why they sign up for this shit. They've been scammed so many times, and it's it is always people selling them this, like, almost reminding them of like, dude, when I was growing up, my mom would tell me about, like, what if there's a famine? I'm like, hey, we're here now. There's no famine. Look around. There's white people. There's no famine. We're having a famine.
Be careful with that. Now we got the coronavirus. I mean, you know, we're not as far from that. That used to sound more far-fetched than it does now.
Yeah.
But you're right.
I mean,
we're not going to famine. There's not going to be a famine. Yeah.
Even, dude, I know guys that grew up in Iran, and they have like these fever dreams of like the fucking rockets tearing up their street, and then here they wake up. I'm like, baby, you're here now. It's not going to happen. There's no way. That's all over there. Here, we're good. But now we're becoming like this, because if we keep draining out like the real, I guess, I hate to say value creation, but if we keep draining it out, like there's not going to be anything left to keep this side powerful.
You got to have the value, dude.
You got to have the value.
You got to have value, Amish, and that's the truth that I've been speaking about for 30 years. Is about, you know, getting value and creating a legacy from that value. I mean, and you know what I say is that you need to spend in order to get rich. And if you just bring your credit card to the bank, dude, what's crazy is like the stories I've heard about that credit card thing. It's, by the way, all of them are set up the same because they've really mastered what works. One I've heard that like it's almost unbelievable. It's a Dan Locke story where the guy goes to the back and everyone's swiping their credit card, right? Everyone's swiping for Dan. And one of the guys swiping for Dan, it should be a slogan, swiping for Dan.
Swiping for Dan.
And so he's swiping for Dan, and his credit card won't go through. And he's like begging people around him to use their credit card. He's like, I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. And then he goes, if I could sell my soul right now to be able to buy this course, I would. Because his credit cards are all being declined because he's already spent them on all of Dan's other courses. Yeah. He's out of money.
You haven't made the money back, baby. What are you doing?
Dude, he was one purchase away from making it. It's a tragic story.
And Dan Locke probably still doesn't even talk to him. He probably just like sees the guy. He's like, get security. I don't know this fucking.
One of them. There was a kid.
Dan Locke's like, this guy's a psycho. He bought all the courses.
Dude. Psycho. One of them. There's a kid who got a loan from one of the people there at 100% interest. I mean, don't quote me on this. It was something like this. Okay,
it sounds like an agreement that a bunch of idiots would make when they think like, oh, I'm going to be okay. When I'm a millionaire in 2 weeks, I'll just pay you double this.
Right.
Of course, they're crazy.
Yeah, of course. But think about that. Think about facilitating a loan agreement at your own seminar to buy your own course.
Yeah. And that's the biggest teaching. And that's what Dan Locke is teaching you to do. Close the fucking deal. What's the obstacle on the deal?
Close
Just
the
get
deal,
around it
dude.
and fucking figure it out. They do have that mentality of like, and that's what inspires people, I think, is that like, why is a Donald Trump so inspirational? You don't have it in you to do what he does. If you watch the documentaries, he's vicious, man. He's so mean. He like screwed his wife, like just for money, dude. He divorced his wife publicly, told the New York Times, caused a whole drama to save like $50,000. That's like the second episode only. For every episode, it is like I was saying, it's like the come up of a supervillain, and every episode is like another boss that he says, "I'm gonna fucking eat you. What are you gonna do, bitch?" Yeah. And the first episode is the city of New York. Sure. He gets the mayor out. He just takes the money. Second episode is all the wives, the women, and just people think like, "Oh, I'm gonna be like this one day." You don't
have it in you.
You don't have it in you, and you don't want to. What a terrible thing to do. I mean, you don't want to do that.
It's a level of it's brutality. You got to be willing to be brutal.
Yeah, and they really. That's why I got to send you that country. The full country became a pyramid scheme. It's from this channel called Rare Earth. It's not as and this is what I was bringing up about this, where we look at the people in there as like terrible people, but actually we should look at them as people who are brainwashed and they're lost. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if telling them like you're crazy.
Let me push back a little bit. I think part of that's true, but I also think it's a very it's like kind of a Western mindset to think that like people just don't have the proper understanding because of a lack of information or something like that. And I think sometimes that's true, and sometimes it's just true that they actually do know, they actually do know exactly what's going on. Like I was watching the Panama Papers, like it's this documentary on these like ultra rich guys who offshored all their money. And like Jeremy Corbyn's one of them, and he's hiding all his money offshores. But in the same breath,
is he like, the British prime minister?
Yeah, no, he was.
Okay.
So in the same breath, he had spent all this time campaigning about how dare people go offshore and hide their money. This is sick. This is sick that the ultra wealthy can do this, and I, for one, won't stand for it. And then, like 2 years later or something like that, like he was doing the exact same thing. So you can't say in that case, "Oh, he's just brainwashed into the system." No, sometimes people know exactly what's going on, and they're doing whatever necessary to get ahead, regardless.
Yes, I mean, I would say that your top level. I mean, it does become its own pyramid. Your top level are the real wolves, and I think I heard this in one of these Tyler Durden speeches. Which,
by the way, what's up with the Tyler Durden name? When it's like, isn't that the Fight Club guy?
Yeah.
But there is a guy named Tyler Durden.
No, he's the owner of this pickup artist company that was on the Forbes 500. It's called Real Social Dynamics. He's got all these motivational speeches. He's got I think he has one called where he explains this philosophy a little bit, where he's like, there's either wolves or there's sheep. You're joining my company so that I can train you to be a fucking wolf. And if you don't make it, and I took your money. I mean, I don't think he says like, then I just took your money, but it's kind of implied that like they're teaching you to be it's a class to teach you to be a sociopath. If you can go all the way, then you're the vicious sociopath at the top. You're basically joining like a little Game of Thrones of your own little thing. But everyone below them, like when I call these guys and say, "Hey, stop sending this shit to my dad," he's buying fucking some pill. The one that I got from, the medical company guy, I had one years ago. It had a picture of Jesus sitting under a tree. And the guy said, if you eat the bark of this tree, arthritis, bing, bang, done. And say God is great because your arthritis done because Jesus sat under the tree and meditated for something, prayed. Arthritis done. So all these seniors, they're buying this shit, and so I remember
they are buying it. Yep.
I opened the thing and I called one of the seniors. I called their helpline. They had like a little number at the bottom.
Right.
I was like, "This is our helpline." I'm telling her like, "What are you doing?" Whatever. And then I realized 5 minutes in that like, no, she's brainwashed in, and she lost her money too. There's no money.
Oh my gosh.
This old lady.
You're right. It's the people in the middle that don't know what's going on.
That's the real sheep, and the people at the bottom that really get fucked. And like, but it does get existential where you're like, what is capitalism? And this guy makes a more clear point about this in his book. But like, let's just say something like the military-industrial complex. You got a bunch of people getting rich off of it at the top. And, that's pretty obvious. There's the CEOs, there's like the guys that have to get lobbied in the government that get paid off, whatever, some Senate. And then below that, you have your senators, your congressmen, I'm going to get a factory in my district and whatever. And you got those CEOs of those military companies. Then maybe you got like the American people who have to pay 20% of your tax dollar goes to military. I don't know, maybe 15 something, plus a ton of debt to China. So they're paying for it. And then below them, there's the American soldier. They're coming back with PTSD. They have no fucking healthcare when they get back too. They only give them healthcare when they go. When they come back, the U.S. veterans are fucked on healthcare. And then at the bottom, you have Iraq. And like, what's the difference? This is a pyramid scheme in a way, or is that a stretch? What do you think?
Yeah, dude, it's so tough because a lot of things they can have some kind of an effect. I mean, it's kind of, you can get into a cynicism where you're like, everything's a scam, everything's a pyramid, everything is just like this like giant ripoff game. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, I mean, I think from a certain perspective, you can kind of look at everything that way, but I cannot live my life like that. I have to say that, like, okay, some of these definitely are worse than others. Like a good example is what you talked about with like the like using religion to buy like get people to buy. Like I saw another one which is like, hey, there was a secret cure for cancer snuck in the Bible in like the Gospel of Mark, and with our doctor who's the big pharma wants to shut him down, but our doctor he's willing to be the rogue wolf who will tell you the truth. And for only $9.97, he'll tell you the truth. Okay, that is, I can easily call a black and white situation of like, okay, you're taking advantage of people. There is no value here. There is no value.
Yeah.
Use their terrible word. But there, is there value to having a good military? Yeah. I mean, maybe it's a little overblown.
Sure, but like let's just say the same. There's a right-wing movement that lobbies the government to say go into Iraq. They believe, like, I mean, even there's people there are right-wing people in America that believe the end times is going to come if certain people are here. And have you seen any of that stuff with Vice? Like they do these documentaries about that, about how
so I have a question. Do you think that at any point someone was like, let's go to X place because it'll make us money, and that's the only reason?
Well, okay, so the interests are tied up, and when one of the famous presidents, I think Eisenhower, when he left his presidency, his last speech, there's a famous speech that he made. You can see it on YouTube. He said, "Watch out for the military-industrial complex. It's a marriage of like people looking out for your best interests, but also a bunch of rich people, a ton of money, people that are committed to war, people that are committed to a certain way of life, kind of brainwashed into it, and they are going to have a bigger and bigger hold on our government." Now, if you think about after World War II, why the Cold War even happened. The Cold War was partially an American fear of communism coming back, which in hindsight, a lot of people say was a little bit overblown, especially with Joseph McCarthy and all that stuff. But a lot of people will say a bunch of companies that were making a ton of money during World War II, because you build your wealth during war if you're the winner. So like while Europe is going broke, this is how America became a superpower. They're killing each other going broke. America joined the Brits because they lent them so much money that they're like, if these guys default on the loan, we're fucked. We're losing all this money. So they came in. That's why they came in late and everything. So they came in to back England. Because they were playing both sides. They were like giving shit to Germany, like Hitler. They were working with Hitler too. But in the end, it's moral too. They probably wanted to go with the English speaking and not a fucking Nazi. So they basically in the end went to England. But a lot of it was because of money. So once that happens, you have a country where what percentage of the economy is war? And what are we going to do next? Because we're just going to close everything? The Middle East, I mean, Russia might, they're communists, they're going to expand. What's Vietnam? I mean, Vietnam is just such a traumatic event in American history. And it is something that, I recently heard one great, I think Graham Hancock, he was talking about how twisted it is to think that it's okay to just go into another country and occupy them. Like, no, we think it's normal, but it's kind of fucked up. Like a bunch of people get rich off of this. And we're all just kind of part of a system that allows it. So I don't think it's a mixed interest. Some people are religious and they think, some people really believe in it. Charlie Wilson, he's an American senator. He really wanted to help Afghanistan. And his movie's great, Charlie Wilson's War. He really wanted to help them. He's like, we got to back these people. They're nice people. They're getting attacked by Russians. Let's help, whatever.
Yeah, there definitely is also a thing of, by the way, you know a lot more about this than I did.
I'm old.
I did not expect to have history unpacked here. I love it. People are going to really enjoy this. But I think that there is a streak of moralism here where we think, okay, we know what's best for these people. It's not to have this system of government, and maybe they can't help themselves get out of this system of government because they have no way to overthrow it. So we'll kind of play the role of God a little bit here in this country, and we'll displace this autocrat or whatever, and we'll replace him with our own guy or some guy that they elect. I think that's always our intention, but I think, well, not always, but
I mean, in Iran, it was straight up.
A lot of times that goes way bad, way south.
Yeah, I mean, with Iran, I mean, it was pretty clear. The guy in the CIA who did the mission, he puts out TED Talks now. He wrote a whole book about it. It's like declassified, I think. But he basically says, like, we basically overthrew the government in Iran, a democratically elected government. We overthrew them because he was going to take their oil back. And we need the oil.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
That's our fucking oil.
That's
hey, you don't own oil. We own the oil. It's same with the Saudis, right? Like, why is America helping Saudi Arabia? They're vicious, man. They have slaves in there.
You do realize at some point when there's enough money somewhere, we lose track of our values. Like you saw it with the NBA in China. Like remember when like everybody, the NBA was like freaking out and like kowtowing to China because there's just so much money there that we can say all we want about freedom of speech, but as soon as like China says like, wait, actually, we're not going to let you in here anymore. It's like everyone hits their knees and they're like,
yes. No, China is our new overlord. I mean, they have been number one they were for thousands of years, and they are on a track to go back there. They're coming back, man. They're making power moves, dude. They're buying the world. They're colonizing. In a sense, you could say, okay, so this is what they're doing right now. They have this new Belt and Road Initiative. They basically go to a dictator. They say, hey, let us build this port, and if you can't pay back the loan, we'll just own it for 100 years, the way these Brits did with Hong Kong. So now they have a port in Pakistan. They have a port. Dude, they have them in Europe. They have a Greece port. They just own the shit. I mean, with Greece, I think Greece still might have a chance to pay them back, but I think they actually defaulted, and China just owns that now. So they have and this is in Sri Lanka. They have a port.
That's wild.
Pakistan, they took over Tibet in my lifetime. They fucking took it, man. They went into Tibet and said, you're not fucking Tibet. You're China. Who the fuck are you? Dalai Lama? You know what he's going to do, this Xi Jinping? He's going to pick his own Dalai Lama. He's like, you don't know who, like he's born in China. We got him. They got Dalai Lama.
It is crazy that somehow this mentality of get power or money by any means possible that you see so clearly in scams does kind of bleed into a lot of other things.
Well, it's cult leadership. It's cult. It's dictator, because dictators have to operate with the same thing. And that's why I know it sounds kind of hack again to call Trump Hitler. I know it's so hack. Like everyone calls everyone Hitler. Hack. It's so hack. But he is doing that kind of stuff where it's like if someone doesn't agree with him, they get fired. You know what I'm saying? Like he wants just complete control. But no, I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that bad. I honestly think he'll win 2020. I feel like that's offensive to say that he's not that bad. I mean, look, the American establishment is so powerful that I don't think it is
so not offensive to say he's not Hitler. That's so like
I don't know why. Yeah, no.
I don't know why that's like the place people jump, because then always every time you say that you have to backtrack. Otherwise, you're like
everything's Hitler.
It's not real. Yeah,
it's a little hack. Like, don't just call everyone Hitler. Then it loses value. Then it's just fucking. Oh, my boss got mad at me for being late. Thinking
Hitler is the new literally. You know how like people are saying like literally a lot, and like it's never means literally.
Yeah,
it's like I literally died yesterday. It's like no. So
so what people do, I find, is that they'll take something that's left wing a little bit and they'll be like, what are you, a communist? And then they'll take something that's right wing a little bit and be like, this guy's Hitler. And there is just a bit of, I don't want to say truth, but like he is making those kinds of moves where he's just going to run everything. He's going to take all the money for himself. I mean, I got to send you this Rare Earth documentary. The country he's talking about, it's an Eastern European country, and they basically the prime minister of the country was in on the scam, but they all believed it. Like, as a country, they were in a scam.
Here's what amazes me about Trump. And I guess we've covered we've fully explained how you became a Trump University graduate. We got to the end of that story because I just kind of want to spin off into these other things.
My end of that story is, look, I'll just say this. I never bought. I'm proud of myself. I really held that out. And my dad never brought it up again. It just kind of fizzled out. My mom knew too. She came in for 2 hours the next day. It was just very chill. But everyone that signed up was, it
Perfect.
really is about
Perfect. That's a good end to that story. I wanted to ask you this.
Tell me.
What amazes me about Trump, okay, so I've spent a lot of time thinking about like how apologies work, how non-apologies work, and how people get away with stuff versus not get away with stuff. It's very clear in our society that people screw up all the time, but the outcome of that screw up is so wildly different. And Trump exists in this like weird class of nothing affects him. And it's fascinating. And like, it's a superpower. It's actually his like ultimate superpower is that nothing sticks to the dude.
Doesn't give a fuck.
How?
Doesn't give a fuck. And I'll tell you this, all these fucking courses, that's what they teach. That's at the foundation of it. Right. It's like, hey, what are you afraid to go tell your mom to buy? Tell your fucking mom to buy. Well, you got 800 boxes of pills in the garage. Your mom doesn't need vitamins? How old is your mom? Get her on the phone, fucking close her. Close that bitch. We were doing that in our fringe play. We'd be like, close her. Close it. I don't give a shit if it's your.
Yeah.
Dude, that's and they're teaching you. And then the pickup artist guys, they teach you this too. And you were mentioning negging, but a big part I find with them is like, who gives a shit? Yeah. You see someone hot, go up and say, "What's up, baby? How you doing?" No, don't say "What's up, baby," but like whatever it is, say hi. I mean, their whole thing is like, stop giving a shit, stop giving a fuck, take what you want. Like,
but
go
isn't
out
that?
and
But there's something really. But I mean, paradoxically, there is something really attractive about that. People like people who don't just bend over every time they get in trouble. That is something.
Yeah, and as I get older, I realize the most profound truths are contradictions. So the answer to this is not simple. In the West, we do have a mentality of good and evil. One side's right, one side's wrong. But in the East, they have this yin-yang kind of philosophy where everything contains its opposite kind of. So it's almost like even with left-wing, right-wing politics, the further you go this way, the further they're going to go that way. It's almost like this equal and opposite. It's almost like a reactionary thing more than who's good and who's evil. It's like because they go around and then they become kind of the same thing at the end, I find, with a lot of very like even think of all the contradictory sayings like look before you leap, but if you hesitate, you're lost. So it's like, which one is it? And the trick of life is finding that balance, I guess. So now with something like this, it's like hard times will come for all of us, and we need to be strong too, right? Like we can't.
Yeah.
You know, and you're seeing a lot of like not right wing, but like on that side backlash of like this generation's getting soft. We need to toughen them up. We need to make sure dude. They want, like, even conservatives are like, are you getting pussy though? Like they want to know, like this Dan Pena guy.
Yeah, he's all about it.
He's all about like get money, fuck, like take what's yours. This is how you're meant to live. This is how the Lord wanted you to live, in abundance. And this is how now at the same time, if times get tough, you have to have some toughness to you. You have to. Yeah. I mean, even something as simple as like picking up girls. If you're single and you are out and someone's cute, I think you should say hi. That's how I was raised. I have 2 older sisters. They've always told me, don't fucking stare at people. Go say hi or mind your business. I mean, it's not wrong. Now, at what point does it become like, ooh, pickup artist? It's going to pick up shit. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why I feel like cancel culture is a little bullshit. And I do think that we are making a big mistake when we try to ignore things, or we try to just say like, even with Donald Trump winning.
Oh, dude, I'm dying to talk about this cancel culture thing. Hold on. Are you about to continue talking about the cancel culture thing?
I was going to say that part of the cancel culture thing, I'll just be real quick, with even with someone like Donald Trump, it's almost like during the election, people were like, don't even look at him. We're canceling him. He'll never win. Don't look at him. We're canceling him. He won, idiots, and he won every fucking step of the way. Are you crazy? Yeah. Every step. He'll never win this thing. He won it. He'll never beat Ted Cruz. One at a time. One primary at a time, one person at a time. He just picks a target and he takes it out. People want it. Trump is a great example of this. People want to talk about him like he's so stupid. Call him evil if you want. Don't say stupid. His instincts are tight. He's sharp. There's a lot to learn even. if you watch his documentary, there's things that you need to pick up on, even if it's just to know when someone else is doing it. Even if it's to know that if two of you are going after the same thing, bring some heat on it. However you got to do it, but be aware of it. Don't pretend it doesn't exist, because I do think that's a big failure of the cancel culture.
Dude, I first of all, cancel culture is this weird thing that I struggle with, okay? Because on the one hand, I made a video like a year ago about how bad public shaming is, and because I read one John Ronson book and then this other book about social norms, and I was like, oh yeah, this is really bad. But then I noticed the fake gurus and nobody was calling them out, and I was like, well, let me publicly shame these idiots. And so like then I made a bunch of videos sort of like calling out people, and what I realized is that there has to be a balance. On the one hand, should we just end people's careers because they've done one thing wrong? No. And like, if people apologize, one of the biggest things that I hate is there's this big like questioning all the time of, oh, you didn't mean that apology, so we're never going to forgive you. And it's like, I feel like you have to give people the opportunity at least to be better. Otherwise, there's nothing anyone can do ever. Like, we live in a weird time where no one can mess up. I don't agree with that. But on the other hand, do we just, anytime someone gets called out, do we just say, oh, no, we're not going to publicly shame, we're not going to cancel them because, that's just too toxic? It's like, no, people do dumb stuff that the Justice Department will never pick up on. They'll never prosecute. You can't rely, like, people think they live in a world where justice always wins without ever it kind of existing in the court of public opinion. I think a lot just has to happen in like the press. People have to be called out on their stupid stuff, and,
Yeah. I mean, I think the press is like the first step to police action, and this is definitely a controversial opinion too, but it kind of happened with a lot of the Me Too accusations. You make the accusation, okay, and you want to say like, I'm with her. Okay, I'm with her, but also if you don't have the evidence on this, we can now look back at several cases and say, you're not going to convict them. So what is it going to be? It's going to be a public shaming. Now, with someone like in Canada, we had Gian Gomeshi, who, first of all, he built his career being this fucking lefty loser. I never liked him. I never met a dude who liked Gian Gomeshi. He was a creep from the beginning. It was all these girls that were telling me, like, you should listen to Gian Gomeshi. He knows feminism. Oh, and who's just punching a girl in the face and fucking being a psycho? It's him, obviously. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right.
And so then they go to court with it, and I fully support and I believe that he did what he did. But in this particular case, like, the evidence wasn't there. So... But I still think justice was done in the Gian Gomeshi case, because he's done. He built his career being this lefty, fucking bleeding heart feminist lefty, and then he ended up being a guy who's hitting girls. So that works. Now you look at someone like Bill O'Reilly, okay? Bill O'Reilly does this shit. Now he's just doing YouTube at home. You hooked him up, dude. He's at home doing YouTube. There's fucking hookers in the back. This fuck. He's waking up, having an omelet. It's like, okay, what are they? Okay, so you guys get these Muslims, they're coming in here, and I don't like it. Like, he's just doing his shit at home now. He's probably making more money.
Oh my gosh.
Stops to sell a gold ad or whatever the fuck they do. Yeah. They're like, so, I mean, it's complicated. You're not always going to get the justice without like real proof and without real, like, a legal standing on it. You might not always get justice. And at the same time, there's things in the justice system that should be fixed.
For sure, like, there is a balance with cancel culture to where you want people to be called out. And in some ways, it's a good thing that stories can get out. But at the same time, and this is like how I try to balance it, you need the other side. So like, if I ever say anything about a guru on my program, anybody can come on my show and try to argue me, tell me why I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, I'll just take the video down, that you'll never see it again, or I'll issue some kind of an apology. Because I feel like you have to give people their other side of the story. I think that's what happens with cancel culture, is like, one side says their side and we go, okay, we've made up our mind, you're gone.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Before the other guy gets to say his piece and say, wait, actually, I didn't do this, or here's the full story, and we've already made up our mind. And that's so. Yeah. I think we have to adapt to that and get to like a place where, okay, before we decide, let's hear both sides, and then you can make up your mind.
Yeah, and I think we need to be more like again, I guess just not so triggered about it. Like, you can't talk about this issue without saying some of these words or whatever. Like, you can't, even with Trump, this happened too. It goes back to that thing of like, how can you even look at that? It's like one day you're telling me to watch Jian Ghomeshi, and then the next day it's like, how can you even look at that? Just let's live in reality and just say what happened. And that's it. There's too much of this, like, why aren't you thinking like I think? Why aren't you shutting it all out? And a lot of times they get their credibility from this. Like someone like, let's say Alex Jones, right? I would say Alex Jones gets a lot of his credibility when someone on the left says, do not talk to him. How could you talk to him? That's where the credibility comes from. Now, in the end, they got him out of YouTube, but I think they build him up. They brag about that.
100%. And even YouTube censoring him. Now he goes, well, I'm the most censored guy in the world. Dude, I mean, it's a shout out directly from YouTube. Like they're just saying this guy's too dangerous to listen to. And now everybody wants to hear what he has to say. In some circles, he's like this like hero sort, even though, it doesn't mean his ideas are any more correct than anyone else. It just means, that he broke some policies, but he speaks good, man. I mean, he speaks good. He's an entertainer, dude. He's so funny. He's so funny. But
he's troubled, and he's clearly suffering from some mental illness. And this is what I was saying before, even about like, he's a top guy, but I still almost look at him like a victim because he's like, dude, have you met someone who's into conspiracy theories? They're fucked up. The whole day, it's just, you see that? You see what this guy, even Joe Rogan tells stories about hanging out with Alex Jones. Joe Rogan would be like, we're at a bar. We order a drink. The server walks away. Alex Jones is like, you see what she said there? She said, thank you. That's what they say when they're trying to get her. Like, it's just gears are grinding all day. Do your taxes then.
Making too many connections. Making too many connections as like, yeah. I mean, that.
It is that with him, it is like a mental illness. Even, I know this is a lot. Because at some point, and this is very like Eastern philosophy, it's very Buddhist, but it's like, and Sam Harris says this too, actually, because Sam Harris says that in the future, our prison system is not going to be about taking revenge on people. It's just going to be about correction. It's just going to be about like, you're thinking the wrong way and you gotta stop thinking like that. And I think that's the attitude we should have with these guys. I love that H3H3 Productions called out Ty Lopez, and then they got together and did a thing.
Love it. Yeah.
I think that's all you can do, man. Keep putting out the shit saying he's a scam. He keeps saying, no, I'm not. Let the people just come. Like, there's some things you got to just let it trickle out, and we have to just raise awareness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't believe in this bloodthirsty thing. I think that's where it goes wrong, where it's like, let's end this guy. Hey, everybody, let's get in here. Go pitchfork, put your boot on his, on his neck and end him. Take his stuff. Take it, dude.
Eat him.
Take all his stuff. I think that's where it goes like way too far. And I think if we do too much of that too, what becomes popular and what becomes the only way to deal with like times of crisis is never apologizing and doing the Trump thing of like, I didn't do anything wrong. Total denial, because if I don't deny, you guys are going to eat me alive. And so I cannot be better because literally you guys are going to kill me if I admit it. So therefore I will admit nothing ever, anytime. And like, this is what you see with all these institutions is a lot of them are learning in times of crisis, admitting you're wrong and reflecting will be met with hatred. And not saying anything and like not saying anything and just avoiding the problem will be met with some hatred, but mostly like people will go, okay, well, they didn't address it, so we don't really know what's going on. Well, we're encouraging people to do nothing.
So here's the scary thing that I try to tell people. The cancel culture, you're only canceling your own people. You're canceling the soft targets. Us nice guys like us who would never hurt anyone will get canceled for fucking saying a word. On the other side, they're like on the right? Like it takes so much to cancel them. Like think about Trump, right? How much has he said? It's such a taunt. It's like he
can't say anything. There's nothing he could say that would cancel him.
A comic can't say what he says. A mid-level comic will be like, you're done. With Chappelle, they're trying to cancel him. With Louis C.K., I guess he's making his inroads back, but they're just like, never again. Never. Like, all these guys. Aziz Ansari survived because he's brown, I think. But like, even him, Aziz Ansari's the only one that 6 months later, I turn on my Netflix, Aziz Ansari comedy special. I'm like, ooh, that's got to hurt on that girl that called him out, eh? They just made him a comedy special and a new series season on his TV show.
But no, actually, I've got to talk about that because that's such a weird situation. Because that is a case where before his story came out, everyone hated him. And then it turned out that what the girl said wasn't exactly what had happened and that it wasn't exactly as bad as what it sounded like in the press, like it sounded like it was a true Me Too story. And what it ended up being is that it was sort of a confusion about like intent and stuff like that. Or that's how it sounded to me. But still, Aziz Ansari had to like address it. And like, there was this very serious thing. Before you can make it back, you've got to like, do this very serious, where it wasn't like the same level of like, hey, I'm just going to take what I want from you. And
yeah, but I think that's the solution, man, because at the end of the day, I think that's a good move because we're here to do our work, right? So just do whatever you got to do your work. And like, I have to go through this as a writer too. I'm writing in Canada. So like, it's like I said, man, one time I opened my laptop, all the suggested are like how to fucking get pussy in 2 days, guaranteed #1 technique. I'm sitting with a feminist. She's gonna like, they're gonna be like, what the fuck are you watching, dude?
Sure.
Why is YouTube suggesting this? It took a whole month to clean that out. I had to go on each one and be like, I'm not interested in this anymore.
They're like, sure, you're not.
But it is weird that we take these subcultures, even pickup artists, even this. It's like there is this sense of like just pretend they don't exist, and it's like you're pretending they don't exist, so you're giving them a little circle to be psychos in, like Trump, like Alex Jones. You're basically saying you're not part of our culture, so they're saying, okay, fuck you then. I'm making my own culture, and I'm the king of my fucking culture. I don't give a shit.
I'll be honest. I first of all, I lean super independent. I kind of hate both parties, which is such a cheesy thing to say, but that's just the way it is. But I'll give the right wing this. They troll the left so hard, and it makes them like sort of win in a weird way. It's like the side that cares less and is willing to just like dumpster the other side.
Dude.
They kind of win the culture because it's like it's funny, it's entertaining, and it's like whenever I see like these like left, they take everything so seriously. Everything is the end of the world. Everything has to be like top. We all have to care about this issue all the time, and I just it's hard.
It's a lot
man.
of shame. It's not good for you.
Yeah, a lot of shame. The weird obsession with money, and this is like Grant Cardone's thing. He's like, you're a loser if you're not a millionaire. You're a dirtbag if you don't have enough money for every single kid your kids are ever gonna have. If you don't have that legacy built, you're a loser who needs to want more. And so he built this thing where it's like having money is moral, and it's immoral not to basically spend your entire life chasing as much money as possible all the time.
Yeah. He's very prosperity gospel. He's like a Joel Osteen, but without God.
With Scientology. Yeah, with Scientology.
Is he Scientologist?
Oh, yeah, dude. He's a Scientologist. Yeah,
Cardonskis.
Big time. And anytime like anyone brings up like the Xenu, he's like, well, I don't care about any of that. I know it's helped me and all these.
You know what he's doing? He's like, it gives me access to all these sheep because I need customers. Like he's just in there converting people to his clan.
No, I think I've gotten the impression that he really he's all about it. He's all about the getting audited, all that stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Did you see his episode with dude, there's a great channel that you'd really like. This British guy, he's like a sales guy, and he's doing a similar thing, but he goes he went to the seminar. He went to the credit card. Mike Winnett.
I know Mike Winnett. Yeah. We've even collabed. Yeah, he's great. He's awesome.
Oh, that's sick, man. I'll check it out. So Mike Winnett played a clip of Cardone on Jordan Balfour's show and them sparring. And you could even see with them that like Jordan Balfour, like so like a piece of shit in a lot of ways, probably. He is the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
And you watch that movie.
He is.
It's 3 hours of like celebrating this guy's psychopathic life, and then 5 minutes he's in jail. And then you turn on YouTube and Jordan Balfour's like, I'm out of jail and I'm selling the course. Let's go, people. Let's go. And dude, he brags about it. He's on there. He's like, Wolf of Wall Street came out. Boom, God. Baby. I'm back in the game.
Dude, that brought him back big time. That is the story. I at some point want to like cover how long people that are white collar criminals go to jail, because it's almost never, and it's almost for no time at all. Like if you're just any kind of normal criminal, throw the book at you. The second you like if you rob a bank, like the normal way of like with a gun, you're in so much trouble. If you rob a bank by like fleecing customers, we'll give you a pass. It's the American way.
Hey man,
it's okay.
You know the best jail though? The best jail is that Epstein jail, dude. First time Epstein got caught for his fucking shit, dude, his jail was like you get to leave and come back. They have footage of him.
Nuh-uh. You're lying. You're lying to me.
He was in a jail where it was like an optional jail. He's just driving out. They had a documentary back then. He's like, yeah, no, I like to leave on Saturdays. I gotta leave on Saturdays, check out my business.
I like to come back because, you know, it's a cool place, honestly. It's pretty well taken care of. I like someone else taking care of my laundry, but, you know, I go on my Saturdays, free Saturdays. Dude, I thought you were talking about that second jail. That second jail he got put in was no joke. The second jail,
they just murdered him. I think. I mean, who knows? That's a conspiracy. I don't know if they did that. But the first jail, the first time he got caught, it was just like an optional, like come in and out, check in 3 days a week, and you're good, Jeff. Like that's
I have to mention this one thing real quick. This is where it gets me though. These conspiracy guys, every now and then, they have a point. It's rare. But they have a point, and you can't totally. This is the frustrating thing. I wish you could just totally dismiss them and be like, "Oh, you guys are crazy," and da. But they're not totally crazy. They're just skeptical people who don't believe anything. And sometimes not believing the official narrative makes some sense. Like when Epstein has all these secrets of these like giant heads of state and stuff like that, all of a sudden he's gonna backflip off his bunk and kill himself with like a bed sheet. I don't think so. His guards happen to be off duty. Like it just too much was going on. And I kind of feel like every now and then I feel like people in power are just flexing on the American people a little bit. And I felt like that was a flex because it's like, we can take this guy that has all the secrets and we'll just kill him and we'll get it all rolled to suicide.
But I don't even know if it's a flex as much as just they're terrified of like, this guy's got dirt on me. That's what they did.
Yeah,
they were getting Clinton. Dude, they were getting these rich, powerful people fucking 15-year-olds so they could be like, oh, we have video of that. We have footage of that. And that was the thing. And then this is where it gets fucked up because even Epstein, there's a lot of people who think he's like a low-level dum-dum. So he's groomed into this thing where he went broke on some other scam and some other shit. And then they're telling him, okay, you're going to do this? Because they had to really – it was really cutthroat, the organization, man. I mean, the girls that were in it were saying that they were recruiting other girls. They would go to a poor neighborhood, have a condo nearby, and then these girls have no fucking food. So there's girls 14, and then it's like, and then they were expected like, you have to get more people. So you're indoctrinating them into the system. Now, with him, he's backed by these other billionaires who I think want to fuck these girls, but also are like, I have this deal going through with the Senate. Let's take him on an airplane ride, hang out, take him to the island. Now we have all this dirt on Bill Clinton. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, and again, I don't want to get into conspiracy.
Yeah, but I would love to know, like there's something clearly going on there that everyone's trying to brush over. And yeah, man, the only thing I wish conspiracy guys would do, and then I would be so much more on your side, because I do think a lot of like official narratives are oftentimes just like whitewashed for the people in power. I wish people would bring more evidence and have a higher standard of evidence. Like in conspiracy theories, it's so much like there's a question, and so they just fill it in with whatever pre-existing, like the lizard people are obviously like behind it all, and it's like I'll believe you if you have evidence, but you have to keep to that standard of evidence that you're subjecting everything else to.
Look, and I'll say this about the pickup artists, and I'll say this about the conspiracy theorists. People wouldn't all hate you. Like, you wouldn't be such a pariah if you didn't have so many psychopaths in the bunch. Because I have met pickup artists at these YouTube meetups. They're nice guys. They're like men's dating coach. Like, they're like they teach losers how to just talk and like how to ask out. They literally will sit with someone and be like, "Hey, don't text her 5 times." Someone is making
Someone
money.
needs to do that. Yeah,
someone needs to tell some guys, "Hey, keep your game tight, baby. I'll teach you. I'll go through it step by step." Right. I don't think it's always so bad. But then you have a footage of a guy who basically goes to a college campus, tricks some girl, videotapes her until they have sex even, puts that video. So now you're all going to get painted with that. Conspiracy theorists, look, 1 out of 10 of them is right. Dude, the fucking Navy just put out UFO footage. Like,
that's so wild.
It's so wild. They put up fucking UFO footage. 1 out of 10 is real.
Forever. Yeah.
But the other 9 are so wild. Dude, I was trying to tell people that they found UFO footage to like 2 or 3 adults on a Zoom call yesterday. They hadn't heard of the story. They were all like, "Amish, calm down. We're worried about you." Like, they're not buying it. I'm like, no. You New York Times. Look it up. They're not. They're like, "Amish, I'm down.
I found about this one. Okay, so there's this one crazy scandal that happened. I wish I knew the name of it, but it was this like pedophilia scandal. And I just got us demonetized and deranked off of all of YouTube. So no one will ever see this podcast, and that's okay. But anyways, there was this like big scandal where all these kids were coming forward and saying, hey, there's like this like shadowy organization. They led me underground. They had hoods on, and they were like these like satanic rituals going on. And everybody's like, that's just a kid saying that. And then another kid said it. And everybody was saying like all the teachers, everybody was just basically discrediting the kids. Oh, they're crazy. They don't know anything. Nobody believes it. Later on, some archaeologist goes back like 20 years later or something like that. And he goes, let me dig under this campus. And he finds all the tunnels. So like 150 kids and like one guy or a few guys who believed him were all right the entire time that like this insane thing was happening. But because it sounded so crazy, nobody was willing to believe it. Cause like, it's just like truth is stranger than fiction sometimes. And we just like, we don't want to believe it.
And here's what's so interesting about the human brain. They are right sometimes. And here's what's so interesting about the human brain. What the story you just described, and I got to go in like a minute, but the story you just described, literally the opposite of that's happened too, where a bunch of kids were kind of like lured, not lured, but like talked into saying they were molested. Dude, this is a real story. It's like a real, like it was almost like part of like the psychology study that I saw it in, where a bunch of kids were told like something bad happened to you, right? And like they were almost like talked into like the culture, like this mini culture. Sure. Just talked a bunch of kids into saying that someone did a thing. And then they realized that was another 20 years later, they realized like we all just kind of got caught up in this hysteria and believed it. Like, and there's a great movie about this called The Crucible, where they talk about the Salem witch trials and how it
perpetuates itself.
It starts perpetuating itself, and people start and this is a thing where a lot of these cult leaders, they need an enemy, because a lot of what they're doing is they're indoctrinating you with like, we're this team and there's this evil out there. And as they sell you the mythology of their thing, you'll start bringing in stories of like, even a lot of times like capitalists will be like, oh, you're a communist, aren't you? You want healthcare, you're a fucking communist. And next thing we're going to be in a gulag. It's like, gulag, I mean, Canada's doing it. It's okay. Europe's doing it. It's okay. It's saving money, I think.
The gulag, dude. The gulag.
The gulag's coming.
Oh my gosh.
But dude, I do have to go.
No, that's totally fine. We went like way over. It was fun. It was a blast. Dude, let's do this again for sure. I'll come on your podcast. And I
can talk forever, and we can just respond to new people. I can find people too if you want to ever talk about another guy.
Dude, I would love. Yeah. Let's do it. We'll hook it up. I'll chat you up.
Let's do it.
Again, thank you, Amish. Guys, follow him everywhere. Fade to Brown. Thank you so much. If you found him funny on here, as I know I did, you'll find him funny on all his socials. So thanks for coming on the show, and I'll see you next time.